warning Assad that the whole world is watching his actions very closely, and that if he were to use chemical weapons on his own people, it would clearly have very large consequences for him.
We're also hearing the Secretary of State Hillary Clinton has called an emergency meeting with her counterpart from Russia, Molly Hennenberg, watching all.
Let's give you a little bit of background here on what we're talking about. Sarin gas is one of the world's most dangerous chemical weapons. Experts say that it has more than 500 times as toxic qualities as cyanide does. 100 milligrams, which is about one drop, can kill the average person in just minutes if she or he is not given an immediate antidote.
1970. It depends on money from its oil exports.
He rarely appears in public, and on January 11th, for the first time since the uprising began, he addressed a public rally in the capital city of Damascus. After that, on March 27th, he visited a former rebel stronghold to allegedly inspect the conditions there. And in his most recent appearance, which was back on June 3rd, he spoke before Syria's parliament. You may remember this. We covered it here on Fox. And in that speech, he denied reports that his government had massacred rebel fighters and civilians, and he accused foreign terrorists of action. So let's go to Egypt now, which is also very volatile at the moment. The president's basically been doing things that have a lot of people concerned in terms of ramming through a very controversial new constitution that the people come back home now for a moment, and let's take a look at the latest numbers that we've got in the U.S. Yeah. Poor thing.
But
I mean, you're leaving the hospital, you got to, do your hair and smile for the cameras as you're walking out when you feel pretty lousy. But we wish her well, and we hope she's feeling better.
What a media frenzy this has been already.
It's going to be this way throughout the whole course of it,
just the beginning. So England has that to watch all over the kingdom, in fact. All right.
All right, so we're just getting started. Lots going on this morning, and a new green energy project funded by you, the taxpayer. Did you know that you are one of the prime investors in a new electric car battery? We're going to tell you about that.
Also, there are new.
Well, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is in Dublin right now, attending a conference with 50 other foreign ministers. She's expected to speak at any moment now, discussing human rights. But she may very well touch on a huge issue of human rights right now, and that is the concerns that Syria may be ready to use chemical weapons on their own people. We're going to monitor her speech. If this comes up, we will turn that around and bring it to you as soon as it goes. Well, how about this? $120 million to develop the next electric car battery. And congratulations, it's not an independent venture. You're paying for it, the U.S. taxpayer. We're going to tell you about the government's latest gamble with your money.
Also, they are
not. You have just become the proud owner of a major investment in the electric car battery of the better, and they feel like it's in the national interest to do this, so they want to do it with taxpayer money. Good idea?
Absolutely not.
Point. So you're saying because the government is involved, it makes it less attractive to private companies to get into this zone because they know they're going to be competing against the U.S. government, right?
Absolutely. You know, there's a company, Tesla, that has a
parallel to the conversation we're having. Tell everybody about that.
Yeah, this morning I'm actually. Well, what's in Europe? Yeah, but here's the thing. Genuine's all around.
Charles, thanks for your perspective.
Thanks
Always good to see you.
Appreciate it.
And a stock tip.
To 20, I'm going to come to your office.
Look back at the history in Syria when his father carried out that massacre. It was against the Muslim Brotherhood. Right. So all this stuff is coming back around. You could argue it's never gone away.
Yeah. In the video, the impact that could have on this whole story. Well, we've got new video of a chaotic police takedown after a 10-hour standoff. The officers were... All right, well, $35 billion in taxpayer cash has been funneled into what one senator calls a wasteful group of government expenditures, all of which are designed to try to keep us safe. And are they working? That comes from a new report from Senator Tom Coburn. Oh, I smell a lawsuit, a big one against the state, perhaps. That was Carrie Drew from Fox New York reporting. Haven't heard the last of that one, I imagine.
I think you're right about that. So the Islamic power
times right now, and that's how we start a brand new hour today of America's Newsroom. Good to have you with us, everybody. I'm Martha McCallum.
And I'm Bill Hemmer. Good morning again. Many of the
push to warn elderly homeowners about the dangers of taking out reverse mortgages. Right now in America, according to the Department of Housing and Urban Development, some 50...
So new information now in 26 minutes now past the hour.
How about this development today? Former President Bill Clinton is dismissing the whole so-called We've got some new developments in the Colorado movie theater massacre story. The University of Colorado released thousands of emails that shed new light on the shooting suspect, James Holmes. You may remember that Holmes is accused of opening fire during a midnight showing of the Batman movie. Who could ever forget what happened that evening? He killed 12 people, wounded dozens more. Alicia Acuna is live in Denver. Well, there's a family and they have a little girl who was suffering from cancer. So they took her out of the hospital, and everybody has been looking for this girl, concerned about political development that just crossed the wires a little while.
Out on the hotel bill right before.
Boy, there's a lot of tricky questions going around in this one. Thanks very much to you both for trying to get at some of it for us. We'll keep an eye on it.
And ultimately, we hope that
good, actually. Come on in here.
Well, there is a disturbing discovery now in the months-long search for two young cousins who took off on their bicycles. Well, those are our trees on 48th Street right there, but it's also a joyous day in Rome with the arrival of the Vatican Christmas tree, the sort of international, December the 14th, because I don't have my tree yet and I need to get it up, but sounds like a good day.
Get on it. Hey, we found Jenna Lee. It's okay.
She'll be here.
Okay.
In fact, she'll be here moments away. Bye.